firelight flickered across the living room that Christmas evening, making the ornaments on the old pine tree glow. I sat in my armchair, hands folded neatly in my lap, watching the laughter around me that I never seemed to be included in anymore. My children and grandchildren circled the gift pile, tearing wrapping paper like wolves to meet. When it was finally my turn, I handed out the presents I had chosen carefully, wrapping them myself with shaky hands, ribbons tied as best as I could manage. My granddaughter, Chloe, a bright 20-year-old with her whole life ahead of her, smirked as she tore the paper off the sweater I had picked for her. She glanced at her parents, then at me, her voice sharp enough to cut. "Don't bother buying gifts anymore, Grandma. You'll be dead soon. Save your money." The room went quiet for half a second, then burst into laughter. Not mine, never mine. My daughter laughed the loudest, muttering, "Kids say the truth, don't they?" Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video. I sat there smiling politely, the sweater she rejected lying crumpled on the floor. No one noticed my silence, or maybe they enjoyed it. I felt the words burrow into my chest, but I didn't speak. I memorized every syllable, every cruel chuckle, every glance they gave me like I was nothing but a burden wearing old skin. My hands trembled, not from age, but from anger. I had given these people everything, years of work, of saving, of planning, of quietly funding their comforts while pretending it didn't hurt to be ignored. And in return, my granddaughter's gift to me was the reminder of my mortality. Later that night, when the house grew quieter, I sat by myself at the kitchen table. They were upstairs, eating leftovers, laughing still. I opened the little wooden box I kept tucked away, the one that contained documents no one in that house even remembered I had. I stared at the bank letters, the statements, the college fund account I had opened the day Chloe was born. It had grown steadily year by year, not because anyone else cared, but because I had poured into it quietly, making sure she'd have the education I never had. That account was more than money. It was years of sacrifice. It was my love in numbers. And now it was something else. It was the match they had given me, waiting for me to strike. When the clock struck midnight, the laughter still echoing faintly upstairs, I took out a pen and began writing. Every stroke of ink carried the weight of all the years they dismissed me, all the birthdays they forgot, all the times I was invited as an afterthought. I wasn't shaking anymore. My anger steadied me. They thought they had humiliated me with a cruel joke about death. They had no idea what was already dying under their feet. By New Year's, they would find out. The days after Christmas dragged in that uneasy silence that only I seemed to feel. Chloe pranced around in her new shoes, her new coat, the gifts she actually valued, never once touching the sweater I had picked with care. My daughter and son-in-law were too busy planning their New Year's party to notice me slipping back into my place at the edge of the room, invisible, a piece of furniture that no one bothered to dust anymore. But beneath my calm face, I was watching, memorizing, and preparing. 2 mornings later, I sat at the breakfast table with my coffee while Chloe scrolled through her phone. "Grandma," she said without looking up, "could you give me a ride to the mall later? I need to exchange something." She didn't mean the sweater. Of course, that was already forgotten in some corner. I sipped my coffee and replied softly, "No, I don't think I'll be able to. You should ask your mother." She rolled her eyes as if my refusal was an offense. "Figures. You're always sitting there doing nothing. What's the point?" Her words hit with the same sting as the Christmas night remark. My daughter chuckled from across the kitchen. "She's old, Chloe. Let her be useless in peace." I said nothing, but my mind was anything but silent. That morning, after they left, I pulled the documents back out from the wooden box. Chloe's college fund, every penny of it was there, waiting. Years of my frugal living, scrimping, skipping my own comforts so she could have a better future. And yet, to them, I was useless, disposable. They had mocked the very person who had made their path smooth, their burdens light. New Year's Eve crept closer, and the house filled with noise. Again decorations strung up, music tested, menus planned. My daughter didn't invite me to help, nor did I expect it. But I noticed the way they spoke about me, as if I wasn't even in the room. "Don't let her near the food, she'll ruin it. Keep her away from guests, she'll just sit and bore people." My granddaughter laughed, adding, "Let's just keep her in the back room. We can tell people she's asleep." My heart clenched, but my face never changed. I smiled faintly, nodded along as if I agreed. That night, when they were all asleep, I made my move. I sat at the kitchen table under the dim light and opened the fund papers again. My pen hovered over the withdrawal form, steady now, not shaking. Every digit, every line was mine to control. They thought I had nothing left to give, nothing left to take. But I had one thing they depended on, one thing they believed belonged to them by right. That college fund. They thought I was just waiting to die, but they didn't know I had been waiting for them to show me who they truly were. As the fireworks popped outside in the cold December air, I signed my name with careful precision. I closed the folder, sealed it back in the box, and whispered to myself, "Let them laugh. Tomorrow their laughter will turn to silence." The house was glowing with lights that New Year's Eve, but my heart was colder than the snow gathering outside. Laughter echoed through the walls, my daughter's friends, my granddaughter's giggles, glasses clinking together. They had no idea the foundation of their pride was already crumbling, that the rug they stood on had been pulled out from beneath them days ago with one signature. I sat quietly in my chair, a soft smile on my lips, almost invisible among the noise. Chloe strutted across the living room in her glittering dress, already talking about the sorority she would join, the apartment she would rent near campus, the fun she would have away from boring old people. Her friends laughed with her, feeding her arrogance. My daughter beamed with pride at her perfect girl, while my son-in-law bragged to his buddies about the future they had lined up for her. I just sipped my tea. When midnight approached, they pulled out champagne. "To Chloe," my daughter said, raising her glass. "Our star, our future, our reason for everything." And then Chloe smirked at me. "To Grandma," she added with a mocking tone, "who won't be here to see my graduation, but hey, thanks for existing." The room roared with laughter. Every word sliced through me, but I didn't flinch. I only thought, "You'll choke on your laughter soon enough." The next morning, January 1st, while they all dragged themselves out of bed groggy from the party, the phone rang. My daughter answered, her tone cheerful at first, but then it dropped, sharp and nervous. "What do you mean the account's empty?" Her voice rose, panic flooding her words. "That money was supposed to be secured. It's her college fund." Everyone in the room froze. Chloe stumbled down the stairs, hair messy, still in her glitter heels. "What's going on, Mom?" Her mother stuttered. "The bank. They said the account was closed. Everything's gone." Chloe's face drained of color. "Gone? No, that's my money. Grandma saved that for me. That's mine." She turned on me like a wild animal. "Tell them you'll fix it. Tell them you'll put it back." Her voice cracked, shrill, frantic. I set down my tea slowly, stood up, and looked her straight in the eyes. That fund was mine. Every dollar. I built it, I protected it. You all assumed it was your birthright, that my sacrifices were just a debt owed to you. But you forgot one thing, Chloe. I was never saving for someone cruel enough to tell me I'd be dead soon. I was saving for someone worthy. Her mouth fell open, words dying in her throat. My daughter stepped forward, desperate. "Mom, you can't do this. You'll ruin her future." I smiled, a small, steady smile. "No, darling, she ruined it herself with her words, her contempt, and with how you allowed her to treat me. I simply stopped rewarding cruelty." Chloe broke then. She screamed, she sobbed, she begged, clawing at the air like she could catch the money as it floated away. "You can't do this to me. I'll be nothing without that money. Everyone will laugh at me." I stepped closer, my voice calm, even soft. "Now you know how it feels to be laughed at in your own home, to be treated like you're nothing. Consider it a lesson. The fund didn't die for you, Chloe. It lived long enough to bury your arrogance." The silence after my words was heavier than any storm. They looked at me differently that day, not as a fragile old woman waiting to vanish, but as the one who held the real power all along. And for the first time in years, I felt truly alive. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video.